So before I get into the review, the Quickfire Stealth is on Massdrop for just 65 bucks plus shipping right now. So if you were considering picking one up, that is the best deal you will find. Trust me, I checked. Massdrop also has tons of other great deals on keyboards and headphones and stuff, so if you're planning on picking a Quickfire Stealth up, or if you just want to check out the items on Massdrop, use the link in the description to go make your account and help support the channel at the same time. So this is my first keyboard review, the Cooler Master Quickfire Stealth. If you even want to buy one of these right now, it's tough to find. You won't find any good ones on Amazon, Newegg, any of that stuff. And if you go to eBay or something, you're looking at more than $100 for it. So the deal on Massdrop is actually a great deal because you can find it and for a low price like 65 bucks. But let's get into the review. Starting from the inside out, this is a mechanical keyboard, which means you get a mechanical switch underneath each keycap. You have your choice between Cherry MX red, green, blue, and brown switches. This model right here comes with the brown switches, which basically have that tactile bump, but no click. There's no audible click, and this is just about what it sounds like. But again, this isn't about the switch, this is about the keyboard. So let's move on to what sets this keyboard apart from other keyboards, starting with the front. There's no doubt, this is a good looking keyboard. The stealth keycaps and everything, it's the first impression you get, and it's probably the longest lasting, especially if you are a fan of the look. And the biggest differentiation of looks is those keycaps, what I just mentioned. There's always been an aftermarket, at least for stealth keycaps, whether it be fully blank or just side printed like these ones, but there was never really a main market for it. And people like me, I like it for its stealth look, so I have purchased many sets of blank keycaps to put on other mechanical keyboards, but having Cooler Master use stealthy keycaps with a side print at stock is kind of a curveball in the industry. It's been done before, but it's not too common, and I'm pretty happy they did it and offered that look to their consumers. So as I mentioned, there still is lettering on the front side of the keys, so you can see what you're doing, and that lettering will last for a while since it's on the front and your hands aren't rubbing on it constantly. And then in addition, on the top of the keycaps, it's completely blank, so when you're typing on it and rubbing your hands on it, it feels very smooth and nice to the touch. However, for imperfect typists or just anybody that doesn't exactly know every key location yet, it may take a little getting used to, because instead of just looking down and seeing the key or the lettering where you think it is, it's actually on the front side, and it will just take you a little bit longer to recognize that, but it's not that big of a deal. Also, with extended use of a keyboard like this, it's using ABS plastic keycaps, so basically if you use it a ton, you'll start to get that shine on the keycaps, and especially with blank keycaps, that looks pretty bad, so you might want to think about replacing them eventually, but that's only with heavy use and if you have like moist hands like in the summer or something, I don't know. So that could be a problem. The finger smudging and oil shine issue is tough to fix, and I don't blame Cooler Master at all. The amount of people like me that would prefer PBT plastic keycaps over the ABS plastic keycaps is very small, so economically it wouldn't make sense for Cooler Master to use PBT keycaps because it would just raise the price up. And in either way, if I was gonna get PBT keycaps, I would want my own custom aftermarket ones anyway. I like the look, I really do. I think the whole stealth looks sleek and just sharp, but that's 100% a personal opinion. If you do not like the looks, so be it. Maybe this isn't the keyboard for you, but I really do like them. Another feature is on the back. You have those 3 cable management, routes, one going straight to the back of the keyboard and the other 2 going off the sides, which are very useful and you will come to appreciate. And in addition to that, the cable itself is a braided USB cable, which is very nice to have. It's much better than rubber ones, although I don't actually have the exact one that would come with this keyboard. This is what a braided cable looks like. You don't really consciously appreciate having a nice cable and cable paths like that, but you will appreciate it when you stop using it. If you don't have a braided cable or you don't have those paths anymore, you'll go, oh, I wish I did have those, and that's when you will appreciate Cooler Master including this. Also on the back are the 4 rubber feet that keep it stable, but if you have the 2 height adjusted feet that bring the keyboard up for a different typing angle, if you have those up, those 2 back rubber feet will not be touching the ground, so then you're left with just 2 rubber feet. Also worth noting is the size of the keyboard. This is called a 10 keyless keyboard because, well, it's missing the number pad. It's kind of self-explanatory, but keyboard size is completely personal preference. I happen to like 10 keyless because it's a nice fit for me. I've used full-size keyboards and I've used 60% keyboards like the Poker 2 in the past, and 10 keys is best for me because I need the arrow keys and the delete key for video editing, but I don't necessarily need the numpad. So by taking off that numpad and going with 10 keyless, I keep it nice and portable, yet still fully functional with all the keys that I use on a frequent basis. As for layout, it's not too complicated and each button is a full size. None of the buttons are cut short, so we are good on that front. I guess the layout features worth noting start with the red LEDs on the caps lock, scroll lock, and Windows lock. If you like red, great, but if you don't, that kind of sucks because you don't get a choice, so if it doesn't match your setup or something, you might want to look elsewhere. On the bottom row, you have your 2 Windows keys and a function key, and on the top row, you have that Windows lock key that disables the Windows keys, you have 7 multimedia shortcuts, and you have repeat rate adjustments for PS2 mode that most people, including myself, will not be using very often. I don't really have a lot to say about the layout. I mean, it works. It's good on Cooler Master to still include those good multimedia shortcuts, even with the compact size. The only thing I would change really is making the LEDs in the caps lock, scroll lock, and number lock, making those RGB, so no matter what setup a person has, the LEDs on the keyboard would match. I don't think that would be too expensive to implement either. So that's it for my Cooler Master Quickfire Stealth keyboard review. This is my first keyboard review, so let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you're going to buy one, go ahead and use that mass drop link in the description. It helps me out a ton. So thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to see more, and as always, stay classy.